YouTube! ¿Qué pasa? Welcome back to another solo leveling video on my channel. Right, today's video is again all about Sung Jin-woo, the main character, and specifically we're going to be talking about the the stat perception, because there is a lot of unclarity what this stat actually means, what it actually does, and how it influences your damage capabilities of your main character. I'm going to make a little breakdown in this video. Shouldn't take more than a few minutes. Right now, what is the skill or the stat perception actually, right? So the stat perception, right, gives you basically an increase, or basically makes you do more what's called minimal damage, right? Now, to clarify, right, if you did not put any points into precision, for example, right, and you have an SSR weapon, right? Now, any base SSR weapon has already comes with a certain, or let me rephrase that, right? It's a kind of complicated thing, right? So basically, if you do not put any points into the stat precision, right, and you have an SSR weapon, but it doesn't have any extra stars on it, right, you can do, for example, right, with your base perception, without having put any points into it and without having an extra star in your SSR weapon, you would do around, say for example, 300 minimum to 600 maximum damage per hit with the default precision, right, that you have. Now, for example, if you start putting points in precision when you level up, for example, you go like, I don't know, 3 points into strength and 2 into precision, for example, right, your default percentage of how much minimal damage you will do will go up, which will basically make you do 350 now instead of minimum 300, and the maximum damage 600 stays. I hope you guys are following me, right? So there is another point to consider, right? Because if you have an SSR weapon, and let's say for example you have the Shadow Scythe, right, and you pull another copy of the Shadow Scythe, right, basically you will be able to star up that weapon by 1 star, right? Now, any star you increase on a weapon, right, will give you an additional 2000 points of precision, right? So when you click on this, as you can see, or perception, precision, whatever you want to call it, right? So my base perception is at 5295k. Now I am suggesting always to go to a minimum of 80 perception, right? Minimum, right? Anything higher than that is fine. I wouldn't really go maximum further than 100. I would keep it at 90, 95 personally, and just chill there, and then put the rest into strength. Now I've tested this today, and I resetted the skill actually to see what I actually did in terms of damage numbers, right? And there is another helpful member from my Discord server who actually also showed me some differences between putting points into perception and putting all points into strength and so forth, right? Now, generally speaking, right, going with perception to a base level of 80 minimum is always the best way and should be done, because again, as I said, this will increase your minimal damage that you will be able to output, right, and basically will make you do more damage per hit once you have points into perception, again, as I've shown the example just now, right? So there is one more thing to consider though, right? When you level up, so when your character actually levels up, right, you lose actually a certain percentage of precision. Now, I have been at level 47 and I've looked at my precision before that. And after leveling up, I've actually lost, it was like a very minimal amount. It was like 0.43% precision, which I actually lost, right? So, yeah, that's kind of weird. since you shouldn't actually lose any stats. So nevertheless, right, if the main suggestion is anyways to go up to like 80, 85, 90, like chill at 90, right? Just chill there with precision or perception, whatever you want to call it. And that way you will be increasing the minimal amount of damage you will be able to increase to the maximum you actually need, right? Going any higher than that isn't really a necessary thing. So I hope this was actually less confusing and more clarifying. I hope so, at least. I will put it down again in the comment section also for you guys to read it up also, or I'm gonna put it down in the video description either way, so you guys can have a read through it also again on top of that. But I thought I'm just gonna explain it briefly here for you guys to actually have it heard once, right? Now, if you have any questions regarding that stat perception and if it's important or anything, put it down in the comment section, right? Ask me, let me know what your take on this matter is. And yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.